In an era defined by rapid innovation and market volatility, understanding how products, businesses, and organizations grow, adapt, or fail has never been more essential. To navigate this complexity, Mohammed Haidan Rachman introduces the cycle framework, a comprehensive, structured model that maps out the full life cycle of an entity, from inception to transformation. This framework, rooted in practicality and strategic thinking, presents a 5-phase journey: concept, yield, create, launch, and evolve. Each phase functions not as a one-time step, but as part of a continuous loop of learning, adaptation, and growth, offering organizations a repeatable method to remain resilient and relevant in a changing world. At its core, the cycle framework begins with the concept phase, where the foundational vision of a product or organization takes shape. This is not merely about having an idea, but rather about formulating a thoughtful, strategic response to a clearly defined problem or opportunity. It involves identifying unmet needs in the market, crafting compelling value proposition, and mapping out key stakeholders and competitors. For entrepreneurs and innovators, this is the moment to ask fundamental questions. What change are we trying to create? Who are we serving, and why would they choose us? This stage is also where assumptions are made, which makes it critical to lay the groundwork for validation. Following concept is the yield phase, which emphasizes initial validation and early value generation. This is a stage of experimentation, where minimum viable products, MVPs, prototypes, or pilot programs are introduced to real users. The purpose here is not to perfect the product, but to test the assumptions made in the concept phase and begin collecting feedback that can guide future development. It is a critical litmus test. Do people understand and want what we're offering? The answers, derived from usage patterns, customer interviews, and performance data, inform whether to move forward, pivot, or pause. Skipping this stage or neglecting its feedback can result in products that fail upon full-scale launch due to a lack of genuine market need. When a product is proven viable, the create phase begins. This is a stage of building and scaling, where the MVP evolves into a fully developed, market-ready solution. It involves refining the core offering, establishing internal systems and processes, building a capable team, and preparing operational infrastructure for growth. The focus shifts from possibility to execution. Here, leaders ask, are we ready to serve more people reliably? Do we have the resources, workflows, and quality standards in place to scale responsibly? Branding, team alignment, and product consistency all come to the forefront, ensuring that the leap from experimentation to widespread use is smooth and sustainable. Once the internal and external elements align, the launch phase marks the formal introduction of the product or business to the broader market. This phase is where strategy meets visibility. Marketing campaigns are executed, customer acquisition tactics deployed, and performance indicators tracked closely. The goal is to generate traction, secure market position, and learn rapidly from initial public reception. A successful launch requires more than just a functioning product. It requires thoughtful messaging, strong channel selection, and the ability to pivot in real time based on market response. The effectiveness of this phase often determines the initial trajectory of a business or product. Finally, the evolve phase ensures long-term relevance by embracing change. No business exists in a vacuum, and customer preferences, technological capabilities, and competitive landscapes are always shifting. In this phase, organizations reflect on what has worked, what needs improvement, and what new directions are emerging. Adaptations may include feature updates, rebranding, exploring new customer segments, or even major strategic pivots. The evolve phase encourages a mindset of continuous improvement, positioning organizations to enter the next iteration of the cycle with greater insight and resilience. The beauty of the cycle framework lies in its applicability across a range of contexts, from scrappy startups to large organizations undergoing digital transformation. Consider, for instance, a startup in the educational technology space. The founders might begin by identifying a problem. Traditional education methods don't engage young learners effectively. Concept. They could then develop a prototype app featuring gamified lessons and test it in a small school network. Yield. Based on positive feedback, they refine the interface, build robust back-end systems for teachers, and prepare for broader implementation. Create. A national marketing campaign and partnerships with school districts follow launch. As they collect usage data and user feedback, they might introduce personalized learning features powered by AI and expand the teacher training modules, evolve. Each step of the way, the startup is not just reacting to challenges, but strategically progressing through a thoughtful, adaptable framework. In essence, the cycle framework offers a compass for those navigating the unpredictable waters of innovation and organizational growth. It reframes success not as a linear destination, but as an ongoing journey of inquiry, validation, creation, dissemination, and reinvention. By aligning teams around these 5 dynamic stages, the framework promotes strategic clarity, operational readiness, and the agility to adapt when change inevitably arrives. For anyone committed to building solutions that last and organizations that evolve, the cycle framework is not just a method, it is a mindset. If you have questions regarding the training, mentoring, and system development that we provide and wish to collaborate, please contact us at heighten.rackman@inosi.co.id.